Have you ever wondered why some folks seem to breeze past their 80th birthday with energy to spare, while others struggle to keep up? It's a question that's crossed my mind more than once, especially after losing a dear friend far too soon. The truth is, there are silent habits, things we do every day without a second thought, that can quietly chip away at our health as we age. But here's the good news. Once you know about them, you can take charge. Today, let's talk about two of these hidden risks and how to turn them around so you can add more vibrant years to your life. Now, this isn't about fear or counting down the years. It's about empowerment. By understanding what holds us back, we can make small, powerful changes that help us thrive. Let's start with the first hurdle many of us face without even realizing it. Meet my neighbor Harold. At 78, he'd gotten into the habit of spending most of his day in his favorite recliner. "I've earned the rest," he'd say. But over time, his legs grew weaker, his balance faltered, and last winter, a simple stumble changed everything. What Harold didn't realize? Our muscles and bones need movement, not marathons, just consistent activity to stay strong. In fact, studies show seniors who sit for more than 8 hours a day have a 30% higher risk of early mortality. That's like smoking a pack of cigarettes daily. But here's the twist. Harold's now 82 and back on his feet. How? He started with 5-minute walks to his mailbox, then added chair yoga. Today, he tends a small vegetable garden. You don't need a gym membership, just a willingness to move a little often. Try marching in place during TV ads or stretching while your coffee breaks. Your body is designed to adapt, not retire. Now, let's talk about something we all love but often get wrong. Food. As we age, our appetites change, and it's easy to fall into routines. Cereal for breakfast, soup from a can for lunch. But skimping on protein and fresh produce can leave your body starving for nutrients. My Aunt Ruth survived on tea and toast for years, until a routine blood test revealed severe deficiencies. Her doctor said, "Ruth, you're running on fumes." Protein isn't just for bodybuilders. After 60, we need more of it to preserve muscle mass and immunity. Aim for a palm-sized portion at every meal. Eggs, fish, beans, or even Greek yogurt. And don't forget the rainbow. Those colorful veggies and fruits fight inflammation, which ages us faster. Can't chew raw carrots? Try roasted sweet potatoes or blended soups. Your body will thank you. Here's a trick I use. I batch cook stews and freeze them in jars. No energy to cook? Grab a jar, heat it up, and boom, you've got a nutrient-packed meal. And if you're losing your sense of taste, spices are your friend. A dash of cumin or rosemary can make even simple dishes sing. These two changes, moving daily and fueling your body wisely, are like giving yourself a longevity insurance policy. But we're just scratching the surface. Next time, we'll explore how staying connected and sharpening your mind can add even more years to your life. Until then, why not take Harold's advice? Stand up right now, stretch your arms overhead, and take 3 deep breaths. That's it. You've already started. There's a saying, loneliness is the world's quietest epidemic. And you know what? It's especially true as we age. After 65, our social circles often shrink. Friends move, family gets busy, and suddenly, days can feel long. But here's what many don't realize. Isolation isn't just hard on the heart. It's dangerous for your health. In fact, studies show chronic loneliness can shorten lifespan as much as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. My friend Margaret lost her husband 5 years ago, and for months she barely left her house. Her blood pressure skyrocketed, her memory grew foggy, and she stopped cooking meals. Then her granddaughter signed her up for a weekly knitting circle. Within weeks, Margaret was laughing again, and her doctor noticed her blood pressure dropping. Turns out, she told me, stitching sweaters and swapping stories was better than any pill. Now, I know reaching out isn't always easy. Maybe you're shy, or it feels like everyone's too busy. But here's the secret. Quality beats quantity. One meaningful connection a week can work wonders. Call an old friend during your morning coffee, join a book club, even a virtual one, or volunteer to read to kids at the library. Your brain and body will thrive on that sense of purpose. Speaking of purpose, let's talk about your mind. Just like muscles, your brain needs exercise to stay sharp. But too many of us fall into the TV rut, hours of passive watching that dull our thinking. My Uncle Joe used to say, "At my age, what's left to learn?" Then he tried a watercolor class on a whim. Now, at 84, he sells his paintings at the local farmer's market. It's not about becoming a prodigy, it's about curiosity. Try a new recipe, tackle a jigsaw puzzle, or learn a few phrases in another language. Even debating the news with a friend counts. Research shows seniors who stay mentally active have a 45% lower risk of dementia. And guess what? It's never too late. My neighbor Edna started learning piano at 79. She's no Mozart, but she says it's jazz for the soul. Now let's tackle a habit many of us don't even realize we picked up, avoiding the doctor. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Wrong. Small issues, like slightly high blood sugar or a vitamin deficiency, can snowball silently. My cousin Frank skipped his annual checkups for years. By the time he finally went in, his minor back pain was a fractured spine from osteoporosis he never knew he had. Here's the fix. Treat checkups like birthdays, non-negotiable. Schedule them in pen, not pencil. Ask your doctor about bone density scans, cancer screenings, and blood work, and don't downplay symptoms. That little dizzy spell could be a clue. My friend Helen mentioned her fatigue to her doctor and discovered a thyroid issue. Now she's back to line dancing twice a week. These changes, staying connected, challenging your mind, and partnering with your doctor, are like giving your future self a standing ovation. But there's one more piece to the puzzle, something that ties it all together. Until next time, why not pick up the phone and invite someone over for tea, or dust off that old Scrabble board? Remember, every small choice is a step toward a longer, brighter chapter. There's a quiet strength in watching the sunset, isn't there? It reminds us that every day is a gift, one we can cherish by nurturing not just our bodies, but our peace of mind. Today, let's explore the final keys to unlocking more vibrant years, starting with a silent saboteur many of us ignore: stress. Chronic stress is like termites in a house. It eats away at your health from the inside. High blood pressure, weakened immunity, even memory loss, all linked to unmanaged stress. My friend Clara used to lie awake worrying about her grandkids' bills, you name it. Then her doctor suggested something radical: bird watching. Now she spends mornings on her porch with binoculars and a journal. "Those blue jays taught me to breathe again," she says. You don't need a hobby as quaint as Clara's. Try 5 minutes of deep breathing while your coffee brews, or scribble your worries in a notebook and literally close the book on them. Even a daily walk, no phone, no distractions, can reset your nervous system. The goal isn't to erase stress, but to keep it from owning you. Next up, sleep. As we age, restful nights can feel elusive. Maybe you nap during the day or wake up at 3 a.m., but poor sleep doesn't just leave you groggy. It accelerates aging at the cellular level. My neighbor Walt swore he only needed 4 hours a night until he fell asleep at the wheel. Now, he follows a 9 p.m. wind-down ritual. Dim lights, a chapter of a mystery novel, and lavender oil on his wrists. Turns out, he laughs, I'm a 7-hour man after all. If counting sheep isn't working, try this. Keep your bedroom cool and pitch dark. Swap late-night news for soft music or a crossword puzzle, and if pain keeps you up, a heated blanket or bedtime stretch can work wonders. Your body repairs itself during sleep. Don't cheat it out of that magic. Finally, let's talk about something many of us tiptoe around: medications and alcohol. Now, I'm not here to shame anyone. My evening glass of red wine is sacred. But as we age, our bodies process things differently. Sleeping pills, painkillers, even that nightly wine can become risky. My cousin Ted was taking over-the-counter sleep aids for years, unaware they worsened his memory fog. His doctor swapped them for melatonin and a warm bath routine, and now he says, I remember where I put my keys and my thoughts. Have an honest chat with your doctor about every pill and habit. Maybe that nightcap is fine, or maybe it's stealing tomorrow's energy. Knowledge is power, and small tweaks can yield big rewards. Let's tie this all together. We've talked about moving daily, eating for strength, staying connected, challenging your mind, partnering with your doctor, taming stress, prioritizing sleep, and rethinking substances. But here's the heart of it. You are the author of your story. Every choice, whether it's swapping a pill for a walk or trading worry for wonder, adds a page to your journey. Now, I'd love to hear your story. What's one change you've made since we started this conversation? Share it below. It might inspire someone else to take that first step. And if this series spoke to you, do me a kindness. Hit like, share it with someone you cherish, and subscribe. Together, let's build a community rooted in courage and hope. Here's to mornings filled with purpose, nights wrapped in peace, and years that leave footprints on the heart. Thank you for letting me walk this path with you. Now go out there and live boldly. You've got so much life left to write.